Hello, just a quick check-in. It is Saturday. I did not do a TGIF video because I was running errands after work. One of the things I got was that tarp you see over the chicken run. I knew we were expecting temperatures in the 90s, up to low hundreds Fahrenheit today and tomorrow, so I wanted a tarp to provide a little more shade. So I did things like that, got them a new water container for outside because the one you see hanging there is one of the hanging gravity fed ones where you turn it upside down, take the bottom tray off, fill it with water, put the tray on, flip it over right side up and then hang it. I tried to be slick and cut a hole in the top so it could just hang and I could fill it from the top, but that defeats the purpose scientifically because now it doesn't hold water, it just all runs out. So I got them a new water container for outside their pen, and the tarp and something else. Oh, chicken feed. I had to pick up chicken feed. So today in the heat I ran and got water for my cistern, made a couple trips, had my first chicken egg sales. Neighbor lady has been asking me frequently when I get eggs, can she buy some? And so I took her 18 eggs today, so exciting. She was elated, and I was happy to have a couple of dollars that I'll put on my next bag of feed, so that's exciting. It was terribly hot today, other than fetching water. I think that's all I did today, really. Tried to do some more organizing inside, that kind of thing, but mostly I just hid inside from the heat and then came out to check everybody's water and food. Of course, nobody ate, it was so hot, but came out and checked water frequently. Found that I have a couple of sunflowers growing on my this bank between the driveway and the top little bit of yard. I've planted clover in there for 2 years for the deer and for erosion control and the pollinators. Where I worked previously, they had a greenhouse and a gentleman that worked with the kids in the greenhouse, and then he, that program was, I can't think of the word, cut basically. And there were a bunch of sunflowers growing in the courtyard, and then it came past time to harvest them, and it came really late in the season, so I harvested a couple and had about a half-gallon freezer bag full of sunflower seeds from my last place of employment, and I planted a bunch up here. I only have 2 growing. I'll insert a picture. So I'm really excited to have brought those sunflower seeds along and have a couple growing. There's also one random one. Where's my finger? Right around in there. There's a random sunflower seed, I guess, from me throwing them out to the chickens that has sprouted, and I'll see if it grows. We had storms, spotty, severe storms. I only got sprinkles. I'll insert a picture of my amount of rain I got on my deck. You can just see barely sprinkles. I hear someone shooting. I hope they're getting the coyotes. The coyotes have been so bad. There's so many. Well, it sounds like maybe target practice. There have been so many coyotes up here, night after night, howling, and not right here on my yard, down in the valleys, but I don't want them in my yard. Anyway, the storms. So my last video that I took of the storm clouds and the wind, the eerie sounding wind, that turned out to be 2 confirmed tornadoes in the valleys beyond me and did some pretty significant damage to some farms. They were EF, what's the measuring thing? EF zeros. So, you know, compared to Indiana tornadoes, they were kind of smaller tornadoes, but they still did a lot of damage, and I feel so bad for those people that suffered from the damage, their crops and buildings and their cows scattered, and I haven't heard of any human injuries or loss, but good bit of damage on a farm in the summertime, so that's sad. So there were storms today. At the end of this video, I'll probably attach, if they turned out, I will attach a little video clip of when I was up on top of the hill. I went up there to watch the clouds for a little while. So it's so dark out here that you can see I have two little solar lights that I have tucked into the fence there right in front of the window, kind of as a nightlight for the chickens. So they can, if they need to move around at night, they can. So my intention was to cook some dinner, come out here and sit. I let the chickens out very late in the day because of the storms. And by the time I cooked some macaroni, I'm just having macaroni, they had all put themselves back in and put themselves to bed. So I had to go shut the coop door. It's much darker out here than it looks. So that's about it, with the exception of, not that you can see it, my 2 Tiger Blush tomato plants that I planted there actually have a couple of tomatoes that have some color to them. I'm so excited. If nothing gets them tonight, I'm going to pick them tomorrow. Oh, maybe I'll pick them tonight. I want them to... Sorry, you guys don't want to hear me just give deep sighs. Part of me wants to vine ripen them as much as possible, but then part of me says, oh my gosh, this year has been the worst up here for any kind of gardening. I'm not a gardener, but I can usually grow a bunch of tomatoes and a bunch of squash. And so far, I've picked a tiny handful of green beans, 2 little cabbage leaves that I don't think the cabbage is going to do anything, and I put them on my hamburger today. And now I have these 2 little tomatoes that are ripening, and 1 little marble-sized tomatillo ripened, but it was only teeny tiny, so I've got that in the house. So I guess I should pick them tonight so nothing gets to them. Anyway, so this is not exciting at all. Hopefully you like the videos or pictures of the clouds and the storm and the sunflowers. Otherwise, there's not much going on. But I just wanted to say hey. I will talk to you later. I have changed my mind. I'm going to add the storm video separately, so be on the lookout for that. See ya.